of the Six Sigma. Steps are there. And DMAC, generally the phase is very popular: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So define, you have to define the project, then measure the variation, analyze the variation, uh, improve the process, and control. Define means what? There are number of projects in the industry. You can't work on all the projects. Suppose company like automobile industry, it is producing hardly 400 products. There are more than 5,000 products in any two-wheeler. They hardly produce 300, 400 products. Remaining 80, 90%, they are say buying from outsiders or giving to the vendors. So you have to define the project for which you are going to do Six Sigma, because you have to spend at least 1 month on one product, and that is costly affair. One team is completely involved on that project. So that is define the project, measure the parameters. Again, there are number of parameters, as I have told in Pareto law. There are hundreds of parameters, but only 20% causes are responsible for 80% variation. That Pareto law is very beautiful law, and that is successfully applied in any stage of the life. Any problem, either it is students success or your industry success, etc., you list out all the factors, and you will realize that there are very key important factors on which you should take the action. So key process input variable, these are known as KPIVs. Key process output variable, key process output variable, KPOV. So these are important parameters. So you have to learn the measure. As I said, it is quantitative techniques. Unless and until you learn to measure the things, you can't proceed. So everything should be measurable. Then analyze. Causes of variation you have to analyze. Why variation is there? And for that you can have a number of tools like fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram. Then failure mode and effect analysis. Sometimes you have to go for failure mode and criticality analysis. FMECA it is known as. So then improve the process. You find the causes, you take the action on that. Again you do some changes in the process. You measure the products produced by it, important say parameters, and maintain the record, and then control it. Control last but not the least, because many times what happens, you do all the stages and finally give up the process. Like QFD, like Six Sigma. QFD is a technology invented by Japan. It requires about 6 to 7 years complete implementation. You must have that much patience to implement that, so that you will get the fruits. Now if you leave the process within 3 or 4 years without going to the end, it will not give you result. It is not like you do 60% work, you get 60% say results. You won't like that. Whatever work you do haphazard, 60 or 70%, you will get zero result. Whatever process was old, you have to continue with the old process. So whatever new technology you are adopting, you have to carry it to the end. 100% efforts you have to give. And there comes the role of the control. Again, while controlling, you have to document, and for documentation of the measurable parameters, control charts are the important tools. Shevart, it has given a very important tool to the overall say world, I can say, because without control charts you can't control the quality of any product. Now this is the picture from which I will try to explain what is Six Sigma. This is, you can see at the bottom here is car is there, and LS and USL, difference between specification limit, you can understand it as a tolerance, or it can be treated as a road. So this is the road and this is your car. Now car is good, your driving is good, your road is only yours, road belongs to you. Nobody from back side, front side. You are alone driving on the way, road, and then you are permitted to drive that car. For how much duration you will able to drive the car through the center? 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, etc. After that, you will get fed up, you will have some exertion, and then either you will turn to the left or right. You can't drive the vehicle throughout your journey from the center. from the center line exactly. So some variation are likely to be there. How much variation is permitted? See, this much variation is permitted. This much variation is permitted. Your car go either on the this end of the road, or this can go on the this end of the road. As I said, there is nobody from backside, so you can go from this end to this end, whatever you want to enjoy your journey, whatever rash driving, rough driving, but within the road you can enjoy it. But again, that zigzag journey, you can't do it for longer duration. You might have seen some videos, students some playing with the bike, dancing on the bike, etc. But they can't do such mischiefs for more than say for 3-4 kilometers or 3-4 minutes. Then there is likely to be accident. Similarly, if this car crosses the road, there will be accident. If this car crosses the road on the left or right side, there will be accident. Accident in reality is in manufacturing, it is rejection. In manufacturing, accident is rejection. You have to avoid the accident means you have to avoid the rejection. Now, design width means you have been permitted to do this much variation. This is the road. Process width is what you actually achieve. What is your process is actually achieving. It is clear that design width should be much larger than the process width, or the ratio of design width or process width, it should be greater than 1. Definitely it should be greater than 1. What happens it is equal to 1? You can imagine a small road near in any village. There is some canal, and on the roadside, canal side, there is one small road is there. मराठीत पायवाट म्हणतो आपण त्याला. तर पायवाटवरनं लोक मोटरसायकल चालवतात. It is very difficult. You have to be very skilled. On the both sides, on one side there is water, on another side there is a deep valley is there. So you have to be skillful while driving on that say narrow road, because the road is almost equal to the width of your vehicle, width of your motorcycle, and you can't do any mistake there. Any mistake will give you much punishment there. So you have to drive the vehicle very effectively there. Similarly, if tolerances are very tight, if tolerances are in microns, then there is a lot of pressure on manufacturing department to produce the components within that limits. Generally, what happens, designer, he is afraid of failure of the product, so he gives tight tolerances. There is one people think that by giving tight tolerances, they can make safer product or better quality product, but it is not true in all the cases. Like you add a lot of sweet, you can't make say sweet jalebi, very interesting jalebi. You have to put the sugar in limit. So all the contents you have to put the within the limits, then and then your recipe will be good. Similarly, in here also product, you can't give only tight tolerances to make the product very qualitative product. You can't do that. You have to think about the manufacturing people also. Then this is about say ratio. More is the ratio, you are comfortable with the manufacturing process. But again, unnecessarily giving more ratio, you are compromising with the quality. Now what happens? Our education system, we are having passing percentage as 35 or 40%. Remember the problem with our education system. I don't know what happens, what is the range in or other countries, but we permit students to go in higher class if we achieve 35 or 40%. Means what? It is very serious issue that even if you don't understand 60%, you are allowed to go to the next class. See the irony, it should be at least reverse. It should be 60% passing level, so that even if you don't understand remaining portion from 60 to 100, it's okay. But major portion you should understand. Here what you are doing, major portion we are neglecting. 60% you don't understand, okay, you can go and you can do. Remember, still Indian economy is doing well, Indian industries are doing well. because all are not at the boundary. Majority of the class which are doing great, it is because they are crossing 60% and so. But stringent, if you want to make the norm stringent, year by year we should increase passing percentage. Like NBA level, you attainment level, you increase by 3 marks every year, or depending upon your capacity, you can increase 3 marks, 5 marks goals every year. Similarly, passing percentage. Nowadays, students are become smarter due to all this technology. So you must definitely increase passing percentage, so that overall product of the industry it will improve. Okay, it is not within our jurisdiction, but at least that thought should come to our mind that it is time to increase the passing percentage definitely, because if you understand major portion, still you are allowed to go to next class. So that is somewhat beyond our imagination. Okay, so the conclusion is that narrower is the curve, better is the process. You should narrow the curve. And this is known as CP. What is CP? Process capability index. It is design width upon process width. It is known as CP. So it is generally expected that it should be about 2, 1.5 to 2. It should be. So it is the better process. Again, it should not be beyond 2 or etc. If it is crossing too much, 3, 4, etc., then it may be pressure on your cost. In order to stringent the dimensions or tolerances, you may be increasing too much cost, and ultimately you may fail in the market due to price. So it should be within the range. And now this is about CP. Now what CPK tells? CP tells that your vehicle can move left or right side. You can make the mistake. You are permitted to do. Then once you observe that where your vehicle is going towards left or right side, you can plot the graph. Some bearing is faulty here on the left side. Your vehicle is pulled on the left side. So similarly in the production, either it is going on the lower side or right side, whatever it is, upper side. You plot the graph. And even if this curve, it is switched over like this, on the right side or on the left side, it's okay as long as it is within the specification limits. It is acceptable. So CPK index tells how much this curve is deviating from the center. That is known as CPK. I won't go into that detail, that formulae and all these things, because it requires another 1 or 2 hours to understand. But remember, whatever we are discussing here, same thing is given on the name of training, and charge 3,000, 5,000 rupees per day, and training is for 3 hours, 3 days. So that is charged very heavily to the industries, and similar training is given. So I always insist students to concentrate on the things which are taught in the class. So this is about Six Sigma process. Then here it is LSL, USL, it is upper specification limit. PPMs means part per million. So it is very less figure, 0.001 ppm. So if you multiply 1,000 times, it is 1 parts per billion. Here one part and here one part. So it is about 2 parts per billion. So theoretically it's very difficult. Practically it's very difficult to achieve such process. But theoretical concept is like this. Now how to proceed for Six Sigma? You have to go for selection of project, then prioritize the project. I hope there is there is half an hour still, no? Or 1 hour? 1 hour is there. We'll conclude.
1 hour.
Okay. We'll conclude at the most in 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Later, if there is time permits, we will go for discussion if there is any query. Okay. Leadership
Okay,
group,
sir.
select the projects. Number of projects are there. And as I said, you have to rightly point out the projects. When I was working with the kinetic, that vehicle was giving very much noise to the customer. And customers were saying, long term में तकलीफ देती है vehicle. Means like दूध वाला is there. He has to drive 40, 50 kilometers, that vehicle. Then he is saying that he gets panic due to noise of the gearbox. So No, only fuel consumption is not the problem. Many times another problems are there, and they concentrated on the gearbox noise at the time. So prioritize the projects and allocate resources accordingly. If there are number of projects, you have to allocate the funds to different projects. Facilitate, guide, manage all these steps you have to do. Champions, generally a manager of that company. Under that, there are number of say black belts, green belts, and what are the duties of champion? Find the appropriate project, represent project to the leadership. That manager he has to convince to the top management like board of directors, MD, etc. Provide coaching means training. Ensure allocation of resources, and uh, resolve issues. Okay, so these are the duties of the champions. Then master black belt and green belt. Master black belt coach and support project leads means uh, there are subordinates in the team. Team is small. It is hardly 4 5 people are there. Maybe sometimes it is cross functional team. Like in that case, our case, manufacturing the gearbox means manufacturing number of gears, assembling them. So there were people of manufacturing department who were manufacturing gears. Assembly people were there. Those who are responsible for gearbox assembly. Then heat treatment people were equally important, because what happens after heat treatment, profile of the gear changes by some degree, not the degree, by some minutes. Say hardly even not minutes, maybe few seconds, or a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like that. Then you have to take into account that much figure also, because after heat treatment, if your profile is changing and if you want to mesh two gears, then their threads will not match, and definitely there will be erratic noise in the threads when the gears are meshing. So you know that after heat treatment, the angle is increasing. So before heat treatment, you have to give that much reduction in the angle. So 60 degree minus say 15 seconds, or say 5 minutes, you have to reduce that angle, so that after heat treatment, once that angle is increased, it will come to the normalized level. So that much care has to be taken, and that can't be done by using single gear or observing single gear. You have to observe hundreds of gears, and then test it. Testing, there were two methods were there. Either there was a machine like you can check your pinion with the master gear, assemble it with master gear. Master gear was same, and you have to change all the pinions, 50 pinions say, and all the for all the 50 pinions, you have to measure the noise level. Hmm? And previously they were worker was doing without any tool, without any instrument. He was just saying that noise is good, bad, okay, like that. Then we started using dB meter, noise level meter. Hmm? Just a minute, please. I will consume water. So So we introduce measurement system there. You have to measure the gearbox noise, because in three shifts, three workers were testing the noise. How you can compare one worker's noise level with another worker? It's very difficult. Whatever I am finding noisy, it is peaceful to the other. So unless and until it is quantifiable, measurable, you can't take further action. Black belt trained people, these are say generally at least B qualification or higher, and then they are motivated people having 4 5 years experience at least, so that they can take certain decisions regarding the project. Green belts, maybe trainee or 1 or 2 years experience, and they have to work or follow the instructions given by the black belt. So again, this is theoretical summary. Uh, Fact-based decision making. As I said, unless and until you measure the things, you can't take further decisions. So for that, you require statistical tools, top-down support. Six Sigma training cost is very heavy. Multinational companies, they spend crores of rupees on training initially when Six Sigma was new about 20 years before. They spent literally millions and billions of rupees. And then, of course, they got return after 2 3 years. They got returns in again whatever they have invested in 3 years. They could recover in few projects only or within 6 months only. So for that, you require top-down support, infrastructure, and then positive impacts on the business performance. You get uh, I think there will be some difficulty in reading. Font is less, but there are a number of parameters, a number of things I have combined in one slide. General Electric Six Sigma result. If you browse on the net, you will get thousands of case studies of Six Sigma. It's very nothing new. Mm, this lot of case studies and lot of papers are there. Even free papers are there. Uh, so reduce invoice defect and disputes with the key customer by 98%. So customer complaints reduce much, saving $1 million annually in contract review process. Then breakthrough technology that reduces medical scan times, 30 seconds to 3 minutes. If you scan certain things, time was reduced from 3 minutes to 30 seconds. So you can see 6 times improvement. Hmm? Means instead of one patient, you can check now 6 patients in the same time. Very drastic improvement it is. Key role, key call center performance measured from it was measured from 76% improved to 99%. Reduced vibration by 300%. Saved $320 million in less than 2 years, and $750 million in 3 years. Now, unfortunately, whatever they have invested in training, that figure is not there. But suppose they have invested $200 million, still here $120 million, and whatever is remaining rest of the figure, it's very attractive figure. So you have to invest more in the training. These are few companies. Again, this is say old presentation. So these are few names. Number of new names can be added here. These are MNCs working in India, which have achieved success, and there are few Indian companies which have achieved Six Sigma success. Now there is one interesting name here, Mumbai Dabbawala. Mumbai Dabbawala, their accuracy is up to Six Sigma level. That's why Prince Charles, he has given his weddings invitation to hardly 500 people in the world, less than 500. And Mumbai's Dabbawala, two Dabbawalas were among there who attended their marriage, his marriage. So that was the honor given by Prince Charles to this. They don't know Six Sigma. They don't know anything about statistics. They don't know the spelling of codification. Forget about Six Sigma, they don't know TQM, they don't know quality, they can't write spelling of the quality. Still, they have achieved Six Sigma level. Means, if you determine, you can do anything. Like I remember when Lalu Prasad Yadav, he was, say, railway minister. He has been invited in many MBA colleges, reputed IIMs, to deliver the speech on how he brought railway into profit. Of course, there was later on dispute that figures were misleading, etc., etc. But he is again supposed to be illiterate. Still, he was invited for that different IIMs. Hmm? Mumbai's Dabbawala, they achieved all these things only with the color codification. They have 5 to 6 color codes and few numbers are written so that even if there are 3 4 channels in between, the tiffin from one area to another area, from one building to another building, it is exactly delivered. It may be from sixth floor of one building in some part of Mumbai, and in another part I don't know remember much names of various parts, like whether it is Vilepare, Kurla, etc., etc. At which end, which area is situated, I don't know much about that. But you can imagine any two ends, and still the tiffin is delivered to that person to his office very nicely, and that too in proper time. Tiffin is collected. See, the people leave their home by 7 or 6:30 or like that, and they have to eat the lunch by 1 p.m. Do you expect that if for 30-35 years one person is working in one industry or another anywhere, he is switching over the industry, all the time he should eat say food which is prepared 8 hours before? Not possible. So they have invented that again that lady can't cook food all the time at 5 a.m. and deliver it. So this way, she will cook food by 10 a.m. or like that, and then he will receive the tiffin by say within 2 hours, so that it is almost fresh, hmm, and maybe sometimes hot also. So that is achieved by the Mumbai Dabawalas. Remaining cases you can search anywhere. Now, what are the benefits? Lot of direct and indirect benefits, like lower warranty cost. Lower warranty cost because products are not returned, so you don't have to do the processing. That once product is returned, even the warranty period, then you have to say work lot on that. Customer support division is there. It will try to find which is the cause responsible. Then it is real cause. It is fault of the company. Then it will forward product to the manufacturing department or say service department. Otherwise, it will return to the service center. Service center will call again to the customer. Again, hand over it to you, customer. Every time you have to make documentation, like from customer to service center you have to give him receipt, service center to manufacturing you have to give receipt, reverse flow is there, you have to maintain the receipt. So it is costly affair, it is time consuming, and time is money, so it is costly affair. So you have to reduce. Again, as I have told, one unhappy customer tells to at least 7-8 people, even if it tells to unknown people. You can heard in the say bus, train, plane, anywhere. If you are unsatisfied, then you tells to your neighbor that why you are using this product, it is faulty company, etc., etc. Means the negative publicity is there. Hmm? You get defective product or service, then lower production cost because there are no defects, there are no warranty returns, so production cost is naturally less. Received inspection to skip inspection, that is DOL concept. Even Tata Motors and many companies have invented this. They are practicing it. They are saying that once we have given specification to the say vendor or supplier, then you should supply the products within that quality specifications. We won't spend our money in verifying your product. You should deliver it properly. Suppose I have given order to you of say gearboxes, then 100 gear 1000 gearboxes you are supplying, we will assemble your gearboxes directly to the trucks. If there is a failure, complete team will go to the shop floor. It will take down that gearbox, replace with the another, again test. If it is okay, that gearbox will return to you along with 10 times penalty, because whatever you are giving, we are giving clean money to you, you should give clean service to us. Whatever you are giving to us, it should be 100% perfect, no error permissible, otherwise there is huge penalty. So that is the system they have adopted, and that is logical, that why we should inspect your product. We are paying for you for product quality, not for inspecting your product. So that concept they have started, and naturally the customer or supplier, he is very sorry, not customer, supplier is very afraid that he may have penalty, and if such things continues 2-3 times, he may lose the order, throughout he may be blacklisted, and he will never get order from that company. So he is afraid, and that naturally he has to follow the Six Sigma norms to the bottom also. to his industry also. And then, of course, the parent industries, they are giving support to such small industries regarding training, etc. So whenever there is a training organized in parent company, they are asking their vendors to join free of cost, because if vendors quality is increased, definitely their product quality is increased. If any mirror is damaged, if your brake liner is damaged, you don't go to Lumax or Carraro. You go to Hero or you go to Honda and complain that your product is faulty. You can't say, Honda can't say that this is not manufactured by us, or battery is not manufactured by us, it is supplied by somebody else. You can't say like that, because you are responsible for the entire product, which is you are handling to the which you are giving to the customer. So these are the steps which theoretically you may say it looks very good. Percentage defect to acceptable quality level, to parts per million, to parts per billion, to zero defect, to zero variation. This is all theoretical, but even if you achieve equal to ppm, that is more than sufficient nowadays. Now, as I told, this was a case study we did there for about 3-4 years. So this is master gear, and with that we have tested at least 150 200 pinions. These three pinions, these pinions, they were manufactured by three different heat treatments, like carburizing, carbonitriding, then stress relieving operation added. So, and 50 pinions of each treatment, so that we could come to certain conclusion. Likewise, they were assembled in vehicles, and these vehicles were tested. So we tested about 150 vehicles also, and fortunately there was a free field available there, no noise, so you could test it easily. And believe me, they found it very interesting that somebody first time carrying out this project. So we have marked, you can see that there were marking these three lines like that, and once he crosses this line, then he has to maintain speed 40 kilometers, no permission of changing the gear, etc. Same speed he has to continue once he crosses this line till this another end. And then you won't believe, this was a manager, both are managers, huh? Both were highly experienced managers, senior to me, but they found it interesting, and they was knowing that only one person, how you can do all the complete project. So they helped me only because of their interest also and their supporting nature. So this person is having dB level meter. You can see here. Sorry. In his hand, noise level meter is there, and he is measuring the noise. Huh? So this is how we did it trials, and that was the result. Uh, for pinion and for vehicle also we tested noise. Now I won't go into that details here. Number of reasons. First thing is the research was carried a lot of years back. Again, there was some company secrecy, etc. So couldn't give much details. But still, you can see that from one heat treatment, whenever we switch over to another heat treatment, noise level reduced from 75 to 65. It was observed in pinion, means in shop floor, as well as in the vehicles. Hmm? Uh, just a minute. Huh. So noise level, different types of engine noises are there. Huh. Different types of engine noises are there. Like DP noise means driven gear, pinion noise, tappet noise, timing chain noise, head noise, gear noise, rotor noise, etc. We measured all the types of defects. There was documentation. How many vehicles are suffering from tappet noise? How many vehicles are from head noise, etc. And then we carried out all this work. Hmm? DPM, now this is simple mathematics, not very difficult. This is number of defects, these are number of units. You defect, you divide by uh, okay, before that I will tell you, there was very interesting concept in Six Sigma. It is known as DPMO, defects per million opportunities. Means out of 10 million opportunities given to you to destroy that products, How many defects, how many opportunities you are consuming? I repeat, if you are given 10 lakh opportunities to destroy your products, how many opportunities you are grabbing? Naturally, lesser the opportunities, better is your product. So DPMO, that is defects per million opportunities. This figure is there here, 7,238, and then we'll go somewhat reverse. Defects per unit opportunities, because to this figure you are multiplying by 10 raised to 6, you get this figure. So defects per opportunities means defects per unit divided by number of opportunities. How you get defect per unit? You divide defects by units. Okay, and how you get total opportunities? You multiply by number of units to the opportunities. So 16,626 multiplied by 6, you get total opportunities. Okay, and defects per unit. So 722, these are total defects divided by total opportunities, you get defects per unit. Okay, so that is how you do the calculations. You can see that these three figures were significant compared to this. So we try to concentrate first on prevent ear pin and noise, and you can see that there was sufficient improvement. Like we changed the heat treatment, and from this before improvement there was 51,000, and after improvement there was about 7,000. So sigma level was improved. That can be very well explained in this Excel sheet. Histogram, sorry, not Excel sheet. Histogram, you can see the improvement. These two columns are there before and after improvement. So there was much improvement DP noise as compared to other. And since these quantities were very less and these were almost negligible, so management never focus on this. Now that was one case, and a number of cases found in different industries like Godrej G compressor plant. How they did it, rejection from 10% to 0.3%. Then they started with 10 projects and then generated 7 crore rupees within 245 projects. How 10 to 40 to 45? Why they have increased number of projects? Because they found that it is interesting, it is giving results. That's why they started with number of projects. About Ford India. So figures are not that important. If you consider multinational companies, these are all speaking in terms of millions and billions of dollars. Uh, the interesting part is that as compared to investment, you are getting better results. And the most major investment is on the training. It is not like you are investing on the say new machines like that. You are investing on the processes. You are not directly changing the machines and other things. Okay, you are not compromising with basic infrastructure. With the same infrastructure, what you can do with the process, you can do it. Here also interesting figure. Mumbai's Dabalas made one error in 6 million opportunities. Okay, just a minute. Please give me a break of 1 minute. हा नंतर फोन करा. मी सेमिनार मध्ये एका तासाने फोन करतो. मी कॉल करतो तुम्हाला. So Motorola, what Motorola did, it is Motorola's success story. As I told, there was chairman known as Bob Galvin. Then 10x improvement in 5 years, modified to 10x in 2 years, and then 100 times in 4 years. First target was 10 times improvement in 5 years. Then it was modified to 10 times in 2 years. And then it was 100 times in 4 years. Okay. Number of employees increased because product was popular. Then They have received Malcolm Bulbridge National Award in 2 years. So this was success story of Motorola. Themes of Six Sigma: genuine focus on the customer. As I told, it was customer delight rather than customer satisfaction. Six Sigma focus on wow quality. It is known as wow quality. Means it should be appealing quality. At the first sight only, there should be words like wow, what a product. Hmm? So that it is possible to get wow quality. Data and fact driven management, process focus management and implementation, proactive management. Now, what is proactive management? There are two types of responses generally, proactive and reactive. Reactive approach, it is US approach, it is generally popular, and proactive, it is said to be Japanese approach. In US approach, US companies, they are in a hurry to introduce the product in the market. Hmm? They are say very aggressive, professional. Not only, you can't say much professional, but they are aggressive for capturing the market. And they say that target is at least 25 or 20% market. Earlier we go to the market, earlier we can capture the market, more we can capture the market. So they are in a hurry to introduce the product earlier to the market. Naturally, the time by which it is reaches to the customer and it is say handled by the customer for few months or say weeks, there are complaints in that product, then he goes to the service center, gets it repaired, again come back, then there are a lot of complaints, then company takes its cognizance, do certain changes in the design, introduce new product in the market which is slightly different from old product, then whatever I have brought and whatever my neighbor is say purchasing after 3 months, same company, similar product, you will get different products from me because he has brought after 3 months. So lot of changes are there. And why these changes are there? Because customer complaints are there. So that is a cycle. Customer complaint is there, they will change, they will introduce the product into the market, again there might be some changes, again they will rectify it, and that process goes on continuing. Means the customer won't get much reliable product. Hmm? In Japanese management, proactive management, they do say a lot of research, and before introducing the product into the market, they do a lot of research, and finally once they introduce the product in the market, there are no changes, there are no returns. I have experienced this. You can experience this. You might have experienced this. You go to any Sony showroom, Sony mobile, Sony television. The dealer will show you hardly within 3-4 minutes. These are 4 models. These are the prices, and these are specifications. I tried it. I told my students, and before telling to them, I tried it. I went to the customer unnecessarily. I was not in a process to bring television, purchase television. I was already having television fine quality, but I went to dealer, and he said, as expected, he said that साहब क्या पूछे हो बार बार, सोनी का टेलीविजन है, क्या देखना है उसमें, ये प्राइजेस है, इसमें कुछ कम नहीं होगा, आपको लेना है तो लो, नहीं तो निकलो, नहीं तो निकलो नहीं बोलो, पर इसका मतलब ये सही था कि either you purchase or you can leave. Why you could speak in that way? Only because he was confident about his product quality. Okay, so that is proactive management. You do a lot of research, you spend a lot of resources, time before introducing the product into the market. Once it is introduced, there are very less changes. It is not like Japanese companies are not having problems. In Toyota, there were a lot of complaints about tires. They have changed tires, all the 4 tires of that vehicle thousands of vehicles they have given change of tires free of cost, that to 20 30 years before. So such things are there. Again, a few companies they have replaced their mobile batteries free of cost. I think it was uh, I don't remember name, but two three companies were there which have already given such replacement. So boundaryless collaboration and drive for perfection, tolerance for failure. So these are all. Now it's very interesting part, but it requires lot of time. Advanced Six Sigma tools. Even there are 7QC tools, simple 7QC tools that requires 1 day discussion. I think it is included in our seminar also in this FDP for 2 hours. But it is interesting. It requires at least 1 day complete for simple 7QC tools. If you discuss all these tools, you require at least 2 hours for SPC. It is very vast. You require at least 1 week to complete discuss SPC and get mastery over this. So SPC is there. Test of statistical significance, chi-square test, t-test, ANOVA test, that is analysis of variance, product identification and root cause analysis. Then correlation and regulation. So root cause analysis and prediction of the results, uh, and design of experiments. I have given reference in last time that whenever you want to uh, give the product foolproof, lesser error, or the product should perform with equal performance in all the seasons, then you must carry such kind of test experimentation, that is design of experiments. Failure mode and effect analysis. I have told in brief that there are three terms like severity, occurrence, and detectability. So you give 10 marks to each. So 10 by 10 by 10, that is 1000 points are there. And you have to carry out that how much your is RPN, that is known as risk priority number. And you should try to reduce it, risk priority number. Of course, for reducing RPN, you have to again follow the traditional methods or say fundamental techniques. uh, by using Six Sigma doesn't mean that you will compromise on fundamental things, machining aspects, maintenance aspect, etc. That you can't skip. You have to concentrate over there. Hmm? Problem prioritization and prevention. Then mistake proofing, that is known as Pokayoka. That is again popular technique in Japan and nowadays all the industries. So defect prevention and process improvement, and quality function deployment. Again, we implemented in our project. Uh, Interesting technique. It requires of the QFD. Okay, product service and process design. So it's only about 12, half hour is there. We'll discuss in 5 to 10 minutes. Uh, these were, say, conclusions of our work. Carbon treatment with stress relieving after hobbing treatment. That is, after hobbing means gear manufacturing. It reduced noise level of pinions as well as vehicles significantly by 13%. Then DPM, that is defects per million opportunities for DP noise, has been successfully brought down from 51,000 to 7,000. And short-term sigma level increased from 3.134 to 3.9. So it is about 25% level in 6 months. And that too by researcher. If complete professionals work for it with, say, professional training and experienced people and professional training, if you combine together, then naturally you can bring the more results, drastic results. Knowing the specific customer requirements, by using KFD, you can understand the customer requirements, and root cause analysis you can understand. Okay. Indirect benefits, team culture and improved communication. So that is improved uh, team culture, because they realize that this problem can't be solved by alone. Like as I told in my case, gearbox noise, it was not only related to manufacturing, not related to assembly, not only related to say heat treatment. So all the three managers have to come together, sit together, and discuss the solution. It is known as cross-functional team, and that is very important. And that these are all internal customers. Like after production, it goes to heat treatment. After heat treatment, it goes to assembly. So these are all internal customers. Unless and until you do your task in a better manner, next customer can't do it. And ultimately, even if there is failure somewhere, overall product is spoiled. Hmm? And overall customer is unsatisfied. So you can't say this is problem assembly or heat treatment, etc., etc. He doesn't understand. He is not in a position to understand your problems. He wants better product, that's all, or he wants value for money. Hmm? So team culture and improved communication. Okay. So finally, I think these are very simple questions. Either you can answer in comment box or you can write on your paper. I will just read the questions. Very simple questions. If you have 3 sigma process, what percentage of output is within specifications? Hmm? Means how many products are accepted at 3 sigma level. Then 6 sigma originated at Honeywell company. It is true or false? 6 sigma focuses on customer. It is true or false? What does the Greek symbol sigma represent? What is the meaning of sigma? Six Sigma utilizes fact-based decision making. True or false?
झाला
Huh?
आपला काय संबंध आहे पण
Yes?
हा
Hello? Six Sigma utilizes fact-based decision making. True or false? And continuous improvement requires feedback and adjustment to ensure achievement of business objectives. True or false? Is it visible, all of you, from bottom line?
Yes, sir.
Completely visible?
Completely visible, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir. Yes.
It is interesting, very small questions. You may note down your diary pages and answer it. Hardly 6 questions are there. Okay. Four questions are true or false type, and only 2 questions you have to write some figure, okay, or some words. So these are simple questions. Interesting. If it is over, I can switch over to the answer slide. Is it over? Shall I go to next slide, answer slide?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Or you require some time? We have a lot of time still. Okay. These are the answers. So first question was 3 sigma process. What percentage of output is within specifications? It is 99.37%. थोडी मिस्टेक आहे मला वाटतं. It is 99.73. Graph मध्ये आहे. I will show you later on. And then 6 sigma originated at Honeywell. No, it is false. It originated at Motorola. Then 6 sigma focus on customer. Yes, definitely. Then what does the Greek letter symbol represent? Sigma represent. It represents standard deviation. 6 sigma utilizes fact-based decision making. True. And then continuous improvement requires feedback and adjustment to ensure achievement of the business objectives. It is also true. So these are the web references I am giving purposely so that those who are interested, they can at least learn from some websites. So 6sigmaworld.com, 6sigmaexchange.com, 101 things the 6 Sigma black belt should know. Then ASQ, American Society for Quality, Zuron.com. Then about books you can get on smartersolution.com, pivotalresources.com, qualityverse.com. There are interesting magazines, 6 Sigma magazines, Quality Today, Quality Progress, qualitymagazine.com, qualityprogress.asq.org. So all these magazines are there. Newsletters, i6sigma.com. That is a website where it is a discussion forum where you can join and you can register, and then you can post your problems in your industry or your research, and you may get answers throughout the world, interesting answers, and many times it will help you. So free of cost you will get solutions to your problem. internalauditor.com. Brefogel, it has given the written book Managing Six Sigma, a practical guide. So that is important. Then number of books are there like Six Sigma Revolution, Six Sigma for Everyone, etc. So okay. So thank you very much for patient listening. I know it's difficult for staff members to listen to 2 hours. So anything we can discuss? Was it audible throughout the session?
Yes, sir.
Completely?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's why
Yes, sir.
that's why I have conducted this from my home, because in office, in college, there is a lot of disturbances there, number of students, then connectivity problem, etc. So I did it here. Yes, I could get some nice comment. Thank you. Nice example. Thanks for increasing knowledge, etc. Thank you, all of you viewers.
Hello, any question from participants? Am I audible? Any question from participants?
Thank you, Sanket, Kohak, Vaibhav Gabdi, Sabday, Chaugule. Overall complimenting, nice.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
Is this topic is practically involved in students' levels?
Yes.
Means if you want to develop some new curriculum for the student, then if some topic from the Six Sigma or some case studies may introduce to the student for their practice, for their
Case studies, etc. Definitely possible. You will get number of case studies on, say, there are journals like Industrial Engineering Journal. On that also you may get few case studies. Little
Okay.
case studies are there. In education, regarding change of curriculum, etc., you require a lot of data from, say, feedback from customers. You
Yes.
take number of stakeholders. You
Uh,
treat the industry as one of the stakeholder, parents as one of the stakeholder, students, and of course teachers. So if you consider feedback of all these 4, then you can arrive certain conclusion. Of course, it requires professional approach, but
Yes,
it is
yes, yes,
possible.
yes.
It is possible.
Because if they are student going to industry, then they are very blank about this all this concept because they don't know how to achieve the QC, how to achieve the Six
Yes,
Sigma.
yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
For diploma
So these
level,
are
it is
the
definitely
diploma or a
difficult.
degree also both or both students. Its problem is same. Okay. So if instead of that blankness, if they have some prior knowledge in their curriculum, then I think it will be better for them to achieve the definite level of quality during their work,
Uh,
industrial work.
See, at diploma level, I think they have included this. It's a very good thing that
Hmm.
industries are surprising, especially. See, this is my interesting topic, so I naturally give more importance. Quality is my topic, and
Yes.
whenever I teach quality, I teach a lot of this to these students regarding
Hmm.
CP, CPK, etc. And
Yeah.
as soon as they give campus interviews, they are highly beneficial. In campus interviews, how you uh, how you know anything
Hmm.
better than others, that you have to highlight. And as soon as they talk about Six Sigma, rejection, etc., etc., CP, CPK, the interviewer is very much impressed. So definitely,
Hmm.
but students realize the importance once they leave the educational institute and enter into the industries. Then they realize the importance that yes, sir, whatever you are taught, it
Yes,
is
yes, yes.
implemented there practically.
It may
Just
happen.
meet me after 2 3
It may
years.
happen.
Surely,
It's true.
students meet me. I
Hmm.
will like to share one incident. After Miss 2 3 years before Corona, I was going to some tank museum with my family. I visited there. It was Sunday, and we were sitting quietly enjoying the peace there. And suddenly, 10 students rushed to me, and they literally rushed to me, and excited. काही नाही मला गळ्यात मिठ्या मारल्या सर सर तुम्ही आले सर तुम्ही आले म्हणजे मला विशेष वाटलं आणि माय फॅमिली वॉज व्हेरी मच इम्प्रेस अरे काय झालं सरांना एवढं महत्व काय असं सो आय सेड इट वॉज माय ड्युटी आय डिड नथिंग स्पेशल they said no sir you did special everybody teaches but whatever industrial exposure you have given in your theoretical lectures and we got very much importance and whenever we visit to we had not attended any much lectures in second year engineering about this subject because already we are knowing this again practicals were performed nicely and when we joined different industries already they are discussing this so after 10 years also whenever there is a discussion of quality on the dining table we don't forget to remember you and that was my greatest honor I think they have done.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, anything else?
Any question from participants? Okay. So, on the behalf of Vikhe Patil Polytechnic College and Mechanical Department, I'm very, very thankful to Dr.S.S. Sarda for giving information and knowledge on Six Sigma. The lecture was very, very informative and energetic. So thank you once again, sir. Thank you very much. And I'm also thankful all the participants for attending this session. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much. Now next session will start from 2:30. So be ready for that. So thank you very much once again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
thank you.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Mr. Navit.